Well, did you see the news about those telecom stocks? Vodafone Idea, MTNL, and Tata Teleservices? They all jumped like crazy, up to 15%.
Oh, yeah, I did see that. It was pretty wild, actually. I mean, what was the deal with that sudden surge?
Apparently, it's because there are reports the government might waive a big chunk of their adjusted gross revenue or AGR dues.
AGR, right? Adjusted gross revenue. That's the usage and licensing fee telcos pay to the government, if I remember correctly.
Exactly. And the rumor is they're thinking of waiving like 50% of the interest and 100% of the penalties on those dues.
Wow, that's a huge deal. So if that goes through, it could mean massive financial relief for those companies, like over 1 lakh crore rupees in total.
Yeah, that's what the reports are saying. They're saying Vodafone Idea alone could see their dues reduced by over 52,000 crore rupees.
That's insane. It's almost like a lifeline for Vodafone Idea, right? They've been having a bit of a rough time with all those past debts.
Totally. Apparently, Bharti Airtel could also see a reduction of around 38,000 crore rupees and Tata Teleservices around 14,000 crore rupees. It's a huge win for them, actually.
So this whole AGR thing, it started back in 2019, right? When the Supreme Court upheld the government's definition and put like 1,47,000 crore rupees in dues on these guys.
Oh, yeah. And a huge chunk of that was like interest and penalties. I mean, it's like if you owe money and then they add more on top just for taking a while to pay.
Exactly. It's like when you get a late fee on a credit card bill, but on a scale that could bankrupt a company.
Right. And now the government might just erase a huge chunk of it. It's like finding out you won the lottery, but in reverse.
It's pretty big, I guess. Well, it could be a big move. So they're saying this might be announced in the upcoming union budget in 2025.
That's what some of the reports are hinting at. It sounds like the government has been talking to the telcos because of their financial difficulties.
It's probably because of that massive financial strain that the telecom companies have been experiencing. They've really been hit hard by all those dues.
I mean, it makes sense. It's kind of like when a company is sinking and you throw them a lifeline of some kind.
Right, a financial buoy. It makes sense because I remember the government did give Vodafone Idea some relief last year by waiving the bank guarantees for past spectrum dues.
Oh, yeah, that was huge. I remember they freed up almost 24,800 crore rupees. That's a lot of money. And it opened up opportunities for new credit, right?
Exactly. And that's what gave lenders the confidence to extend more credit. It's like showing that the government is trying to help.
So all of this really explains why their stocks jump so high. It's like a massive vote of confidence that things might be turning around for the telcos, well, the ones who are most struggling.
Well, it's definitely good news for them, but it is still just a proposal, right? They are still like discussing the details.
Yeah, nothing set in stone, but it's definitely a positive direction of, well, at least for these telecom companies.
It seems like the government is trying to ensure that the telecom sector doesn't collapse. It's like they know we need multiple strong players in the market.
Makes sense. It's not good to have only one or two big telecom players, right? More competition usually means better deals for consumers.
Exactly. Competition drives innovation and lowers prices, the regular economic stuff. It's like in any business. If a business has no competitors, then prices go up.
Okay, so quick summary, right? Telecom stocks surged due to reports of the government potentially waiving a significant portion of their AGR dues, giving them a major financial break.
Exactly. And this could reduce Vodafone Idea's dues by over 52,000 rupees. It also provides relief for other telcos as well.
Well, this is definitely going to be interesting to follow, I'm curious what will happen with this potential decision.
Yeah, me too. It's a pretty big move and could have a major impact on the telecom industry. Hey, if you're liking this sort of info and want more content like it, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button.
Absolutely. So what do you think about the government's intentions? Is this really about supporting the telecom sector or is it something else?
Well, it's a tough one. It's like they have to balance multiple things. They have to make sure that the companies stay afloat, but also ensure that, they're not just giving away public money.
Exactly. It's a tricky situation, especially given all of the legal complexities around the AGR dues and the Supreme Court's earlier verdict.
Well, it's also, I guess, about keeping the market healthy. The government doesn't want to cause a monopoly. I mean, they want competition to keep things balanced.
Right? It's like having a sports league with multiple teams competing rather than just one or two dominating. And I'm all for it.
So this whole thing also shows like the huge impact of government decisions on private companies and the economy.
Absolutely. And this all comes back to understanding how, these different policies and regulatory stuff actually affects the real world.
Definitely. It's like a huge balancing act. They have to consider all the different players, the telcos, consumers, and the economy.
Yeah, it's definitely a complex issue. And it makes you think about, the broader impact of financial policies and regulatory actions on the market.
Well, so I mean, what will this mean for consumers down the line? Will this mean better services or more competitive pricing?
Well, if these companies become financially healthier, they might have more funds to invest in their infrastructure and offer, better deals and more robust services to consumers.
Right. It's like if you give the telecom companies a break, then that may eventually help the consumers. It's like a trickle down kind of thing.
It's kind of like giving them a chance to reinvest back into the system. It's something that will be very interesting to follow.
Exactly. So, with all this going on, do you think that other sectors will also be pushing for similar kinds of, relief measures?
That's a very interesting question. If the government sets this precedent, then other industries facing financial difficulties could also argue that they need help.
It could open a can of worms, I guess. Is like if one group gets a deal, others will want the same.
True. It definitely creates a need for the government to have, a very clear and consistent approach to financial relief. It's like they've got to have a solid set of rules.
Well, exactly. It's important to balance supporting the industries with making sure the government's finances stay stable.
Right. It's a delicate balancing act for sure. I mean, you can't just go around giving away public money every time a company struggles.
Definitely not, or else, I mean, we'd have complete chaos. But it's a lot to think about. It really does highlight the kind of complexities in the financial world and the policy world.
Yeah, for sure. It's something that we definitely need to keep an eye on, and it makes you wonder what will be the next big financial news.
Exactly. And what implications will these financial moves have for the broader market and the overall economy? Definitely something for us to ponder.
And with that, we've covered everything about this potential AGR relief and its impact on the telecom sector. A lot to keep track of in the coming weeks.
Totally. Let's see how this unfolds. And hey, for everyone listening, stay tuned to our podcast for more updates on this and other major financial developments.
Absolutely. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us bring you more insights like these.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Until next time.